In case you didn't know, there is a war going on right now that could bring the entire crypto market down with it. This war is happening between CZ, the CEO of Binance, who is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and also between Sam Bankman Fried, who also go by SBF. He's the founder of the fastest growing exchange in the world. We are at the end of this war, but we're seeing some massive casualties and collateral damages. SBF has lost 94% of his $10 billion net worth in just one day. Now, I've been receiving all day comments about this. People are asking me, what are your thoughts on this? That's why I decided to make this video. If you have been following this story, I'm going to be walking you through exactly what's been happening, what led to this point right here, and how CZ from Binance was able to destroy FTX empire with just one tweet. I'm going to break it down super simple for you, but also showing you the art of war, the wisdoms of centuries ago still being applied today to destroy business empires. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering channel. This is where I create thought-provoking content that talks about anything to do with business and investing. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the business of crypto exchanges and the bad investment that they can make that could lead to their downfall. But before we go any further, make sure you hit the like button, and I want to hear a comment about this. Watch it all the way to the end and let me know, because this is a crazy developing stories, and it has a lot to teach us about business moves and art of war.
Sun Tzu says, "Avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak."
Now, what is a crypto exchange? It's basically a virtual marketplace where buyer and sellers meet and they can exchange their assets. And how do the crypto exchanges make money? Is because they take a very small percentage of that transaction. It could be anywhere from 5%, 10%, 3%, it depends, but they take a small profit of that transaction, and the more transaction they make, the more profit, revenue, and income they generate. This is exactly how CZ grew Binance to the biggest platform online for crypto exchanges. But let me ask you this: do you trust the banks? Would you trust a guy named Bankman, Sam Bankman Friend? Is that why he decided to go by SBF to hide his Bankman name? Many people have decided to trust this guy, and this is what Graham Stefan, one of the famous big YouTubers, had to say as he was promoting his exchange.
And their founder, Sam Bankman Fried, was recently called the world's most generous billionaire, with his mission to donate the vast majority of his fortune. Plus, he doesn't waste his money in a Lamborghini, so that's kind of cool.
By the way, I'm going to be dropping a video on Graham Stefan and he's dealing with FTX. There's so much you can learn from this. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you can be aware when I release it. But the problem is when you have big YouTubers like that promoting FTX in all their videos, of course, you're going to have a large sum of people moving to those exchanges and feel comfortable putting their life savings and making investments in cryptocurrencies. Talking about even savvy investors like Mike Novogratz, who tried to pull millions out of this crypto exchange with no success. Now, talking about people who decided to trust the bankman, even CZ from Binance himself was the first investors from the FTX platform, and he was helping them growing. He was helping them getting to their goal. But later, as FTX grew, they gained more power, but also more influence and market share in the crypto exchange business. They decided to buy out CZ and Binance from this deal. So in exchange for their shares, they would pay them about $2.1 billion worth of cryptocurrencies paid in a form of BUSD, which is a mimic of the US dollars. And a part of that was also paid in FTT, which is the main token of the platform FTX. Now, remember that number, 2.1 billion. We're going to get back to that later. Prior to this transaction being completed, there is also a war going on between people that are believe centralization is the way to go, like the government, and also people that truly wants cryptocurrencies to be free, decentralized. It's very easy to use cryptocurrencies to control the masses, but the masses want freedom, and cryptocurrencies allows that. But if people want regulation, the governments want to impose their will, they can use this cryptocurrency technology to control the masses. And this is a big no-no in the crypto world. So you have these two philosophies fighting with each other, and they're actually being represented in this war as well, as CZ is for DeFi. Despite him having a centralized platform, he invests largely in the DeFi platforms as well, decentralized finance. And you also have SBF, who's also running a centralized platform, but he is lobbying Democrats and Republicans to promote more centralization the way he sees it. But the question is SBF is as good as he portrays himself to be? And the short answer is no. He's actually a wolf in sheep clothing, and no one has noticed until now. You see, to understand who SBF really is, you have to understand the mindset of a trader. Someone who's a trader is basically a ruthless mother. Successful traders, they see the market like a game, and within the confine of the game, they are willing to do whatever it takes, even some of the most ruthless move possible. They don't see people on the other side, they just see numbers and dollars. And here is an example of some of the tactics he's willing to do to beat his competition.
Eliminate the competition. How do you become the tallest building in town? Well, you don't build a tall building, you just knock all the other ones down. That's their method.
Were lobbying regulators against Binance and even funding anti-Binance articles in the mainstream media. Also went way over the line by targeting CZ's children.
Some of these moves allow the FTX to create an infinite printing money machine, and that gives them the liquidity and cash to get whatever they want. And this is the secret behind the fast growth of FTX and how they were able to beat a lot of their competitors. So they print their own crypto called FTT, and they sell that to whoever wants to use their crypto exchange. Now, if you hold FTT in your account, you're going to have free transaction fee when you trade to any other people. And they actually market themselves as the platform for traders, as they offer a 0% transaction fee. And trust me, when you're talking about trading millions and millions of dollars, 0% can play a huge factor. And as long as you buy and hold FTT, you're going to be able to enjoy that. And that's how they were able to attract a lot of people to buy FTT. And that created a lot of value in holding FTT. So what they were doing is they were actually printing more FTT than they were receiving people paying for them. And they were saying that to lenders. Lenders see the value of FTT kind of like stable and kind of like still high in value. They're like, you know what? We're going to use FTT as collateral in exchange for real cash. And this is the cash they were using to acquire the rights for FTX Arena, to do promotion deals with Steph Curry, and to even get one of the biggest finance crypto YouTube channel, Graham Stefan, to promote their services for six-figure deals. And this is exactly what the bear market is exposing. Most cryptos are going down right now. And if you are using your native token as a collateral to get stable cash, then the people that are lending you this money are going to realize that this is not worth much and they want their money back. So you're going to have to pay that back. On top of that, there's a major leak that happened that is exposing the bad practices that FTX is doing. Just like Senzu from the Art of War said, you got to strike your opponent when he's weak. And as we're getting more and more leaks from FTX, their bad business practices, CZ used that opportunity to strike the blow that was going to kill FTX, the entire empire going down. Now, remember, guys, he received part of his money in BUSD, basically US dollars, but another part of that money was in FTT, so a variable token, right? It goes up and down. Now, he said this: liquidating our FTT is just post-exit risk management, learning from Luna. And in case you don't know, guys, Luna is one of those bad crypto crashes that happened. I'm going to have a video link right here. So that's why he's saying learning from Luna. We gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after divorce. And he's referring to the divorce that happened as they decided to kick out CZ and buy back his shares. We are not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Onward. In this message, he announced what he's about to do, making a threat that he's going to sell a large portion of the FTT. Now, to make matters even worse, he started moving FTT from his wallet to his Binance account, and that triggered a whale alert, and people were like, oh my God, he's not bluffing, he's serious, he's about to do this. And they started dumping FTT like hotcakes. It went from $1.5 billion in withdrawal all the way to $6 billion in a single day. Look at this. It went from $22 all the way to $1 in one day. Massive dump. And all that selling pressure came from that frenzy. You see, some of the money they were printing, they were also using that to acquire other companies like Voyager, BlockFi. They were the one helping others. But now they were in a situation that they needed help. They needed a bailout. They needed someone to acquire them to also be able to supply the liquidity to help the sellers. Now, in an act of desperation, SBF decided to call CZ and say, hey, please acquire my company and provide the liquidity we need. And not long after, CZ said, you know what? We're going to send a letter of intent. Now, this is very important. It's not saying that we're actually going to buy it, and SBF was more than happy to say, hey, you know what? We found a way to work it out. We're going to be acquired by Binance. He got him to say that. And not long after, CZ said, you know what? We did our due diligence, that letter of intent. We're not going to buy it anymore because based on what's going on right now, we're hearing that the government is looking into your stuff to provide because of misallocation of funds, right? We don't want to get into that. If we acquire this company, we're going to be responsible for things we didn't do. So, you know what? That letter of intent, we have no intention anymore. We can do whatever we want. We have the cash. And now this is a problem. So now people are blaming Binance for this. They say that, hey, that was his master plan all along, and he wanted to go after FTX. But CZ was like, hey, I just learned this just like you guys. We got a lot of money stuck in this coin right here. We heard about the bad practices. We wanted to sell them out. We even tried to help. It's not our fault, right? But hey, what is the number one rule of Art of War? All warfare is based on deception. And what CZ is doing is clearly a deception. In the name of transparency, he actually shared on Twitter an email that he sent to his organization. And based on that, he's saying that, hey, you know what? This is not a good news for us as well. People are going to go even harder on us, but we got to stay disciplined. We got to stay level-handed, and we're going to go forward, right? That's what he's saying. He's trying to like say, hey, you know what? I'm the good guy here. But at the end of the day, people are seeing through his games. And I saw this comment on Twitter. I found that it was great. Now, what can we learn from this? The best in business and investing are ruthless. However, there is one key fundamental law that always stands. Invest in value. Money follows values. And where there is no value, the money will evaporate. And that's exactly what happened to FTX. And do not forget, guys, not your keys, not your cryptocurrencies. All right. Make sure you never leave money in the crypto exchanges. Always take it out and move it to your own wallet. And do your due diligence. Focus on value, not prices. With that said, we'll talk on the next one.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see.